I was standing at the sink when she said it, her voice light, rehearsed, cruel in its cheer. Your sister's friends are spending Christmas here. It's only 25 people. The faucet was running, the plate slipped in my hands and clinked against porcelain. She smirked, not smiled, smirked. That small curve of her mouth said, "You know what this means, cook clean bo be invisible useful." I nodded, even smiled back. That was the moment I decided to leave. I wasn't always the extra chair, pulled out only when needed. There was a time early, distant, when my parents spoke my name with warmth, when Mom packed my lunches with notes, folded into napkins, when Dad taught me to drive. Patient, proud. It's important to remember that, because betrayal only hurts when love existed first. Then my sister learned how to weaponize. Charmed, she learned how to be loud, and Lovedy learned how to be quiet and helpful somewhere between her trophies and my chores. A contract for meaty would serve. They would approve barely. Christmas made it official. Every year he became the ghost in my own house, hands moving. Voice gone, they invited crowds and handed me list, no plesno, thank you, just expectation. This year was different. This year, the smirk tipped her hand. The signs had been there longer than I wanted to admit. The way Mom spoke about me, instead of to me, the way Dad avoided my eyes when the guest list grew, the way my sister's laughter sharpened when she said my name. I noticed patterns I always do. When Mom booked catering, just not for me to cook, but to show off to neighbors, I saw the receipt canceled, refunded me name, scribbled in the margin, like a reminder she'll do it. When Dad handed me cash for groceries, I counted it short, always short. I didn't cry. Crying is a luxury for people who expect comfort. I gathered evidence of photos of lists taped to my door, texts that assumed my Labra voicemail, where Mom laughed and said, "She won't go anywhere, she never does." She was right about the past. She was wrong about me. I didn't confront them. That's what they expected, noise, drama, tears that end in apologies from me. Instead, I planned. Revenge doesn't need shouting, it needs timing. I opened my laptop late at night, the house quiet, my heartbeat steady. Flights to Florida were cheaper than they should have been. Chose a seat by the window, booked a small beachfront place with a kitchen I wouldn't use. I requested no calls, no surprises. Then I did something better. I sent messages to my aunt, who always pretended not to see, to my cousin, who once whispered, "You deserve better." He sent screenshot states, "Stay safe, receipts, not accusations, just facts." Silence answered first, then questions, then disbelief, then anger, not minthairs. I packed light passport, phone, envelope of cash. I'd been skimming back into my own life for years. I left a note on the counter, one sentence, calm, clean. I won't be here for Christmas. The plane lifted before Donis. The city shrank beneath me. So did the weight in my chest. Watched clouds swallow the ground where I'd learned to disappear. Florida smelled like salt and freedom. I checked, and he turned off my phone. Walked the beach until my feet ached and my thoughts slowed for the first time. No one needed me to carry anything. That night, while they were still arranging chairs, my sister texted, "Where are you?" I didn't reply. I imagined the moment, clearly, always will. 25 people ringing the bellcoats, heavy with winter laughter, loud, me mother's voice floating, confident, proud in the kitchen. Empty counters, no trays, warming, no lists, crossed off, no me. The pale rush to her face, the frantic opening of cabinets, the realization, dawning like a bruised dad's silence, me sister's sharp inhale. I know this because my phone filled itself when I turned it back, on missed calls, stacked like accusations, voicemails, overlapping, anger, panic. Something close to fear. But the real surprise wasn't the empty kitchen. It was the knock at the door. My aunt arrived early. She always does this time. She came with printed screenshots. Me cousin stood beside her, arms crossed, eyes finally steady. Guests watched as whispers moved faster than wine. Someone asked where I was. Someone else answered, too quickly. Mom tried to laugh it. Off Dad tried to redirect me, sister, tried to charm. It didn't work. Truth has waited sinks rooms. People began to levy apologies, mumbled excuses, invented the party collapsed inward. Chairs scraping, pride cracking. That's when Mom checked her email. The house wasn't theirs anymore. I had timed that too. Months earlier, Dad had transferred the deed into a family trust for tax purposes. He said he needed a co-signer. He needed Methy, invisible one. He signed, quietly kept copies. The trust required unanimity for decisions, including hosting events, including occupancy. I had filed my objection the morning I left. Legal, clean, emotional. By the time the email arrived, the holiday was over. I didn't see their facey, didn't need to. I sat on a balcony with the ocean breathing below me, phone buzzing uselessly, and my handy thought about the girl at the sink, water running, plate slipping. Thought about how small I'd learned to be. I didn't feel joy or revenge. Isn't joy its alignment? They confronted me days later. Calls turned to messages, turned to threats, then apologies. Messy, strategic, late. I answered once. I'm done being your help, I wrote. Find someone else. No insults, no explanation, silence after. When I came back, I didn't return to that house. I moved into my own place, small mine, unpacked slowly, savoring the sound of boxes opening without expectation attached. They tried to reconcile. Of course they did. Loss sharpens affection. I kept my distance. Boundaries are the quietest form of power. Sometimes, late at night, I replay the moment she smirked. Thank her for it. Without that look, I might still be standing at the sink, smiling for survival. Betrayal taught me precision. Silence taught me strength. And Christmas? Christmas taught me how to leave.